She glued a student's mouth shut? Oh my dear Lord. What's happening, you beauties? How we doing? Welcome back to episode 21 of Classroom Horror Stories. The first time I ever made a Classroom Horror Stories video, I was like, I'll try it, I'll see if people like it, and then who knows. Honestly, the first couple of them, like, there are some people who love them, but now it's getting to a point where I'm like, all right, I'll make episode 20, and if anyone shows any desire to want more of this, I'll make another one next week. And then 20,000 of you lost your mind. You liked the video, you shared the video, you watched it all the way through, you commented telling me, I like this video, make more. So here we are, episode 21. And get this, I solidified our first guest for episode 21 of Classroom Horror Stories. You ready? Check this out. Ta-da! This is Boo. This is our puppy. She sleeps for 98% of the day, and the other 2% is spent barking at the new Roomba. She's absolutely horrified by it. I think that she thinks that Rania and I are like screwing with her and trying to make her life a living hell. But it's been an interesting addition so far. The only person who hates it is Boo. And if I know this dog, she will probably spend this entire video just either staring at me or dead asleep. Is she looking at me right now? Oh, she's my co-host for today. Okay, so today we're going to read a couple horror stories. Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. I have gotten hundreds of horror stories sent to me. If you have a horror story that you want to submit, you can send it to fishandforclout@gmail.com. I'm going to have to make like a different email just for these classroom horror stories because they're coming in waves and they're coming in from all over the world, which is sick. I love that. Let me know where you're from in the comments. I want to know that. I did that last one and I'm so happy that I did it. Let me know where you're from in the comments.
You ready?
Okay, here we go. Recently, I've had a lot of people just start spamming the same story over and over and over again. And there was one person who was like, I'm just going to spam this until you read it. And I blocked her so fast. Don't do that. Okay, this one says, Classroom Horror Story. Please put this in a video. From Audrey. Hey, Mr. J, I have 2 stories. Sorry for the grammar and spelling. I really hope this gets into a video. I'm a sophomore in high school in Georgia. Got it. Welcome. First story. This was found out this year. For context, the middle school and high school has a digital production teacher. Let's call him Mr. B. Mr. B was always weird and a little over-friendly with the girls in particular. When it came time for filming, he would never let the girls go to the bathroom, but only let them change in his closet. Dude, build a jail, put him in the jail, build a bigger jail, put that jail inside of that jail, and then take both jails and bury them. No, this is horrible. I don't even want to read the rest, but I'm going to out of respect. This was very suspicious, but we never complained because it meant that we didn't have to walk up the stairs from the basement. Okay. Anyway, one day, the class glow, let's call him C, went to change. What is a class glow? Did you mean class clown? I don't know. He went to change, but he went to the closet and he ended up finding a camera in the ceiling. A story, unfortunately, as old as time. He didn't tell anyone at first, but eventually he told his friend, and word got out to the school. I don't know what happened after, but Mr. B is still teaching here, both in middle and high school. Call the police. Call the cops. 100% call the cops. I am telling you this right now. If that's true, you need to call the police. 100%. Have them look through all of his technology at home, look through that closet, find the camera, let him be in a place where he deserves to be, which is far, far away from children. Thank you for writing in, Audrey. I appreciate it. Call the police on your teacher, Mr. B. How you doing back there? Oh, you're dead asleep. Yeah, you're completely knocked out. Okay, well, this is 90% of the day. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, this one is from Belinda. Hi, Mr. J, and obviously our favorite Lorax. Okay. Love that you saved the trees. All right, just lean into it, why don't you? Anyways, I don't think this is that brutal of a classroom horror story, but I still want to share it. Hopefully it'll make it to the episode 21 or 22. You're going to love this. Also, it goes one of 2 ways. First off, not every story needs to be like the most brutal, gut-wrenching thing I've ever heard, but a lot of the time when you say it's not brutal, it ends up being brutal. So let's see how this goes. I'm from Australia. Hell yeah. I love this. I have a lot of Australian viewers. If you're from Australia, tell me, I don't know what happened to my voice right there, but tell me if you're from Australia. I'm from Australia, and the school I went to had a teacher. Let's call her Miss M. So Miss M was our second grade and third grade classroom teacher, and I remember everyone was scared of her because she snaps and yells at students for the stupidest reasons. Like, she yelled at one of my friends at that time. Mind you, we were 7 or 8 years old at that time, for being irresponsible and disruptive during class. Okay, you're yelling at a third grader for acting like a third grader? Like, I get disruptions, but like screaming at this child for having energy at the time where their body's creating more energy than it ever will? Miss M, come on. And the girl being disruptive just had hiccups. Yeah, totally makes sense. Get in her face and scream at her. Yeah. And the boys were laughing at her, but we were the ones who got in trouble. Yeah, no, this all makes total sense. Miss M should totally have her license. Yeah. She even made my friend cry so bad she didn't want to attend school after. Nice. Well, yes, I didn't experience this with her, but she did rip up one of her students' work, which was my friend's older sister's friend. I'm not even going to try to make sense of that, but ripping up work for what? She was also grade 4 at the time. Here's the thing. Taking education seriously, yes. Taking it so seriously that you're ripping up a fourth grader's work in front of their face? No. What made you think that was the right choice? Because she was mad and having a bad day, so you took it out on a fourth grader. I can't do this. Also, going through a divorce. That's her own personal situation, and she almost got fired on top of that. Do you think it's because she doesn't have the emotional intelligence to go through things and not take them out on fourth graders? Almost. She should have been fired. Anyway, she left after teaching my class for 2 years, and we invited her to our primary school graduation last year. She never came. You're better off. Why even keep the connection? There's no need. She doesn't want to be around you, and ultimately, you might not know this now, but you don't want to be around her. Anyways, I love your videos and just know you're my favorite Lorax, as opposed to who, and probably better than most of the teachers I've had. No, I've had a million things that I've done wrong as a teacher. Don't try to compare, because you will find bad things with me too. Belinda, thank you for writing out. Don't try to keep in touch with that teacher. It's just not worth it. You know when you want to keep in touch with a teacher, okay? You know when you want to, and you know when you think you should. This one, you probably think you should not. All right, let's do another one. Okay, this next story is from Jillian, who is from Greece. Yasu, Tikanis. Can you tell I've been failing to learn Greek the last 2 years I've been with Rania? Okay, when I was growing up in 5th grade, I went to a very high-ranking private school. Some of the teachers were relatively chill, but a lot of the teachers were incredibly, incredibly strict. Part of the teachers' duties in the school were to teach behavior, and the way that they dealt with it was pretty crazy. One day we were in class, and there was one kid who was repeatedly yelling out and making weird noises. The teacher asked him to stop a couple of times, and the kid would not stop. When the class period ended, the teacher sent the teacher assistant with the rest of the class to go out to recess, and the main teacher, we'll call her Miss P, stayed with the kid. We'll call him Dave. Okay, we got Dave and Miss P. We were out at recess for the entire recess period, and then we went to lunch and we didn't see Dave. While we were at lunch, I asked to go to the bathroom, which was right next to our classroom. When I walked by our classroom, I saw Miss P gluing Dave's mouth shut. She glued a student's mouth shut? Oh my dear Lord. When I saw this, I immediately ran to the principal and told her to go help out with Dave. She stopped the teacher and helped Dave unglue his mouth that was hot glued. Hot glued? We never saw her again, so we're assuming she was fired on the spot, and David's parents pressed charges against Miss P. Good. 100% good. Why would you ever do that? There are literally so many other things you can do than hot glue a student's mouth shut. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Under the prison. Put her under the prison. That's crazy. Thank you for writing in, Jilly. Okay, this next story is from Natalie. Hey, Mr. J, my name is Natalie from California, and I love the work you've done with your teacher contest and the protection you give to the trees. Do you think I look like the Lorax? That I know what that means. Okay. Also, thank you for calling out the teacher contest. We're trying to work on the next contest. We're trying to figure out when the best time for that might be, because during July, teachers don't have the opportunity to have students vote for them. So we're playing around with it. It could be in August or September. We'll see. I'll keep you updated on all that. I have 2 stories, so I'll put the worst of the 2 first. I appreciate you doing that. I'm going to do one of them just so that I can hit as many as possible. So there's a teacher in my high school, we'll call him Mr. C, who has many rumors about him. Great. Terrifying start. Things like having his TA's phone numbers to text them. Okay, I mean, I've had TA's phone numbers to text them, but that's like so that I can ask where they are, help with something, stuff like that. That actually feels kind of normal. Relationships with students once they graduate. All right, other end of the spectrum. Got it. This guy is not good. Okay, haven't done that. Jesus, that sort of thing. He also orients his classroom based on grades, so all the desks are in a circle around his desk that's in the middle, and the students that sit behind him have the highest grade in his class. Then it goes around to the grade that gets lower. Okay, now why would somebody want to do that? I would be in the middle of a giant circle of kids, and my desk would be in the middle. So there is no point in time where I'm able to see every single student at once. Sounds like I'm about to get punched in the back of the head. I'm not so sure about that one. I would not recommend that. I mean, it could be great, but also this idea of like putting the kids with the highest grades behind you and the worst grades right in front of you. Like, I think I get what you were trying to do, where it was like they can get your attention, but also it just creates this dynamic in the classroom where kids think like that's the stupid side and this is the smart side, and that's bad. That's always a bad thing. Needless to say, he isn't exactly well loved. Anywho, he's a world history teacher and was teaching us about the Russian Revolution, and someone brought up how Rasputin's rocket ship has been preserved. Okay. This man yells, "Oh yeah," and pulls up a picture on the Elmo of said rocket ship. In front of the whole class, no warning, he still works here. I do not enjoy knowing that I exist in the same space as him. Wait a minute, did I read this wrong? When you meant rocket ship, did you mean like male reproductive organ? I have so many questions. One, why are we calling it a rocket ship? I thought we were talking about technology, okay? This is not fair for me because I walked directly into that. Two, why have they preserved it? Why? Next. Let's go in order. He pulled up the picture on the Elmo, like on a projector. Is that what an Elmo is? Well, let me look. Elmo projector. Oh, wait. Oh, that's what an Elmo is. Okay. We're back. I know what we're talking about here. So he pulled it up on the projector of his rocket ship in front of the whole class, no warning, and he still works at the school. He pulled up Rasputin's thing, put it up on the board, and he still works there. Oh, I hate the term rocket ship. That's terrible. P.S. You should really regrow your giant yellowish, orangish mustache. It looked good on you. You know what, Natalie? I'm talking to you right now. I have a bet for you. If this video gets 100,000 views, I will do episode 22 with the mustache on, just for you. And you know what? I hope it happens. No, I don't. Okay, this next one is from Bree. Hello, Mr. J. I hope this goes in one of your videos. You're gonna love this. It is. I go to private school now, and that is because the first and only year I went to public school, which was first grade, was absolutely horrible. I had a horrible teacher we'll call Miss U. Somewhere throughout the year, we were biting all of our pencils, and she was going to have none of that. That's fair. We definitely get told as teachers not to let you guys eat and digest pencils. She told us that we can have one pencil for like 2 weeks, and we wouldn't get another one unless we didn't bite it. Okay. She only let us sharpen it once a week, which was insane for first graders. Yeah, it's not like your typing thing. Also, mechanical pencils were not allowed. This is stupid. So our class was basically pencil-less. Even if we didn't bite them, she only gave us one every 1 or 2 weeks. Where are you going? I'm being deserted by my co-host.
Yes.
Okay, let's get back into it. So our class is basically pencil-less. Even if we didn't bite them, she only gave us one every 1 or 2 weeks. One time there was a little boy with special needs who wasn't doing his work. She confronted him about it, and he said he didn't have a pencil to do his work. Okay, makes sense. She told him to figure it out. Okay. So he took out a black colored pencil, and she said he couldn't use that. Okay. So this other kid offered him a pencil, and she said that you can't do that. What is the goal here? So the poor kid literally took out everything in his pencil box, and she said no to all of it. This is a hurt person. This is a deeply, deeply hurt person. So basically this kid was supposed to do his work, but he had nothing. I honestly didn't know what he did. During centers, parents volunteered to help out around the class. One day, my mom came in with a crap ton of pencils and a pencil sharpener, like a human being with empathy. She basically went to the class handing every kid a pencil or two or sharpening the ones they already had. My mom told me that when Miss U was reading to the other students, she received big glares from Miss U when she was using the pencil sharpener. I want to know what the principal thinks of this. Like, I get it. Don't bite the pencils. But Does it need to go to this point? And does the principal actually like accept this idea of how to deal with it? Because it doesn't feel realistic. When she didn't volunteer, she sent me with a bag full of pencils. One day, Miss U caught me with these pencils and she said I had to put them in the pencil cup after her lesson. The pencil cup might as well be decoration because we weren't allowed to get pencils from it. After the lesson, do you want to know what we did? Absolutely nothing. And she never even checked. Before my mom gave us all the pencils, we all sharpened our pencils with scissors throughout the day. In first grade, you were sharpening your pencils with scissors like you're making a prison shank? Dude. Pencil contraband. That's a crazy way to put it. Thank you so much. If you include me in your video, you're welcome. Plus, for 500,000 subscribers, you should go around saying brain rot in an orange highlighter costume. Consider this a dare. From Emily. You're on. 2 weeks. If I get to 500,000, I'll do that. I'll vlog it. Deal. Let's do it. Why is every single video ending in a bet? This is bad. Okay. We have one from Grace. Welcome to the chat, Grace. Dear Mr. J, my name's Grace. I'm from Connecticut. I have a story that started happening in the last year of elementary school in 5th grade. This has to do with the principal. Let's call him Mr. R. Parentheses, he still works at the school to this day. I feel like he shouldn't. Okay, let's start with some context so you can learn about him before he starts his main villain arc. Okay, so he's been my vice principal since kindergarten. Before he became principal, we had one. Let's call her Miss D. She was the nicest one we ever had. We have no idea if she's alive or not. You'll learn why later. Why did this just get so grim? Everyone loved her. She then left and everybody had no idea what happened to her. I was in 3rd grade because she left in the middle of the year. Then in 4th grade, Mr. R got the title of principal. But around the middle and end of the school year, she came back wearing a blonde wig. Her natural hair was dark brown and black. Oh my God, I feel like I know what happened. Okay. Then when the wig was off, her hair was extremely short. We figured it out. She had cancer. Okay. Yeah. Then the next year she was gone, never to be seen again. Rumors spread about her having cancer and stuff because Mr. R got the official title. So she either retired, had to go to the hospital for cancer, or possibly passed away. Or something else. These were the main rumors. Now to the year that put the kids in a rage with Mr. R's disciplinary actions to the school that left us never forgetting that year. Jesus, we're just starting now. Okay, here we go. Now it's time the horror begins. Great. I was just feeling a sense of calm. 5th grade. Walk into our seats in the caf, waiting for our food. We were getting it soon, right? The hunger starts to set in. No, I feel like I'm reading like a novel. The hunger starts to set in. The 1st graders are finishing their food on the other side of the caf, soon to be picked up by their teachers. The talking begins, not too loud, over 100 kids talking over each other. But to him, it was unacceptable to be this loud. The mic turns on. He has a microphone in the cafeteria. Some kids look to see who it is. It's Mr. R. They turn back to their friends. They think classes are going to be called up for lunch now. Well, that's what they think. He is not here to feed us. He's here to set permanent fear and anger, starting with the 5th and 1st graders. Jesus Christ. Okay. He is just a tall and skinny dude who looks like he can do no harm physically. He starts his long lecture to the children, directed toward the 5th graders. He starts calmly talking about how we are being too loud and that we need to stay in our seats and stay sitting down at our tables. Then he started to raise his voice, saying how disappointed he is in us. There are 8 elementary schools in the public school district. He was yapping about how we ranked 8th because we sucked so much. Jesus Christ. How we were the face of the school and that what we were doing horribly at it. Jesus. He raised his voice even more. It was extremely loud and the 1st graders started crying as their teachers came to pick them up from lunch. By the way, we were halfway into the lunch and we still didn't get any food because it was stuffed crust pizza day. Okay. Then I was about to cry because of the yelling, so I don't remember the rest of it because I was trying not to cry and I was so hungry. That's fair. Then, when there were 5 minutes left of lunch, he let us get lunch one class at a time and it had to be a silent lunch. My class was called last and I barely ate that day. That was only one of the many incidents that happened with Mr. R. There are many more, but I don't have time or patience to do any more. But I can tell you for sure that there was a lot of crying and yelling. We still talk about this and laugh. I'm glad you came around to it so positively. Also, we like to pay our respects to the kids that have to deal with him now. We like to wonder how he still has this job. Yeah, I mean, me too. Of all the people who can't lose their mind in situations like this, it's principals, right? Like it's got to be principals. Hey, you know what? I'll do one more. Why not? Hopefully one that doesn't make me stay up at night for the next 2 months. All right, last but not least. Hello, Mr. J. My name is Lizzie, and I'm from Germany. Wie geht's? Guten... It's 3:14. It's probably 6 o'clock. No, plus 6, so it's like 9 o'clock. Guten Nacht. Yeah. Ich bin gut. I'm in 11th grade. I hope my story reaches you because what actually happened was pretty crazy. And sorry if it gets too long. You're good. A classroom horror story from Germany? Are you kidding me? I'll read this all day long. From 7th to 9th grade, I had a really weird teacher. We'll call him Mr. G. He was our social studies teacher, but we had him sometimes as a substitute for PE. There is no crossover between social studies teacher and PE teacher. All the girls always had a weird feeling about him since the first day we had him as our teacher. The boys in my class loved him until this one incident. It was in ethics class in 8th grade when Mr. G decided to go into the school's gym with the whole class to apparently demonstrate something and teach us a lesson. Oh, this can't be good. When we arrived at the gym, he put a mat on the floor, got a large blanket, and asked for 4 volunteers, 2 girls and 2 boys. This can't happen. This cannot go the way that I'm picturing. Since nobody wanted to, he just picked some people. We all thought it was really weird. It is really weird. He told them to get into pairs, 1 girl with 1 boy. He then escorted one of the pairs out and told them to come back in the gym a couple minutes later and act like they walked in on their partner cheating, like intimately. What? This is in 8th grade? The other pair was supposed to portray the cheaters. He told them to get on the mat and under the blankets and act like they were, I guess you could say, intimate with each other. Dude, this is like something out of Black Mirror. I don't like this. Nobody in my class dared to speak up. We could all see and feel how uncomfortable the situation was for not only the kids that were picked, but for all of us. Yeah, this is ridiculous. I think he was trying to teach us not to cheat on our partners, but he could have taught it to us differently. Yeah, you could have just said that. You could have just talked about pain that it causes, not this. Never this. This is literally 0% the correct answer ever. Mr. G also always looked at girls and young female teachers in a weird way. It was just gross. When I was in grade 10, piles of letters randomly appeared in the girls' toilets. Someone wrote a long text about the offenses of Mr. G. Every girl at school, including me, immediately knew which teacher the letters were talking about. None of the boys knew. We had to tell them, but many of them did not believe us at all. After the letter appeared, Mr. G was, I think, suspended, and he did not come back since. I believe he was fired after a while. I would hope so. Are you kidding me? I heard rumors that he's looking for a job at a different school now. Don't. Mr. G from Germany, if you're reading this, don't. Go work for yourself at home and be the only employee and don't go near anyone. That was my story. I have other crazy things that happened in the school, but that's the craziest thing. I hope you include my story in one of your next Classroom Horror Stories. Have a great rest of your day, Lizzie. Lizzie, that was a roller coaster of emotion, but I'm glad that we're bringing it to light. If this is happening anywhere near a school, stop it. Go tell someone, go talk to someone, take a video of it for proof and give it to police. Everything about this is horrific. A lot of these stories are horrific. I'm not going to sleep for a month. All that to say, thank you for coming to Classroom Horror Stories, episode 21. I cannot believe how much you guys are actually enjoying this series. Every time that I look at the amount of views on these videos, I realize that it's like, I'm wrong. People actually do like these, and I can't, I mean, I do understand why, because it's shocking, but there's a part of me that's like, you can't want episode 22. But if you do, go in the comments. Let me know. You could be anywhere, but you're here, and that's pretty cool. I appreciate you for stopping in. I had a co-host, but she found better things to do, probably screaming at the door or something. I will potentially see you all in episode 22. Love you. Love yourselves. See you guys. Bye.